You think Warren Buffett reading just to be reading? The majority of you are poor because you read poor stuff. You watch poor stuff. You on Instagram watching fights. Bro, you just scrolling through like you ain't got a life. For real, some of y'all on Instagram, you on there for 30 minutes. If I ask you what you saw, you don't even know. You just scrolling through. That's a poverty mindset. Rich people don't waste time. They don't watch a lot of TV. They don't do a lot of entertainment. If they're not working, they're studying their craft and getting better at their craft.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome didn't fall apart overnight either. It took hundreds of years for Rome to reach its peak, but it also took time, hundreds of years, for Rome to decay and fall apart. And that is representative of life, because you don't achieve worthwhile goals quickly or easily. They take time. They take struggle. They take relentless pursuit day in and day out. That's what it takes. But also, things don't usually fall apart quickly either. At least at first, it's a slow process. A little slip here, a little setback over there, a little wearing down of discipline and will over time. Success and failure are generally slow processes, either slowly building things up or gradually tearing them down. And that's why I say you've got to pay attention. You have to watch. You have to watch every single second, because those seconds, they turn into minutes, and minutes turn into hours, and hours turn into days, and days turn into years.
My competitive drive is far greater than anyone else that I've met. I think that I thrive on that. I think that's my biggest motivation in life, is to compete, find different competitions in certain things in life and try to overcome that, be it positive or negative. But I have yet to meet someone who is as competitive as me, and I just feel that much confident about my competitive drive.
Really elaborate on why I said myself more so than another athlete is that because a lot of times I had to battle with myself to keep challenging myself. That to me was why I would say that the biggest battle was myself, because when you get to a certain pinnacle, you got to find some ways to keep going out there for 82 games.
Do you think you have a gambling problem at all?
No. Because I can stop gambling. I have a competition problem, a competitive problem. We can compete for $1, we can compete for $10 or whatever, but it's the matter of competing. It's
so do you compete based upon who can pay, how much they can pay?
No, it's not the matter of who can pay. If you just say, let's play for $10.
Yeah, if we play
you don't
Monopoly.
have to pay me. It
okay.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you don't have to
I
pay me.
would pay you though. You would not have that on me. You would not be saying I didn't pay you. Okay?
But I mean, it was just a matter of the competition that I enjoy.
At practice or when I'm training or during games, I switch my mind to something else. I switch my mode into something else, right? For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus Decimus Meridius in Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time, right? So that was my mental switch. It was like an actor getting ready for a film.
Your affirmations, you still say them in the morning?
I say them every night. No,
okay,
I don't say them in the morning.
Okay.
I used to say them morning when I first got up. During that same time period that I'm just talking about, the 3, 4, 5 minutes, although it takes me long because I have 19 affirmations. But I say them before I go to bed with my prayers. I still say my prayers every night. At 70, I don't know how unusual that is. I'm not a priest or, God forbid. But I mean, I say my prayers and I say my affirmations.
And you have an affirmation for every goal?
No, I have, actually I have more affirmations than I have goals, because I have 3 kids. So I have one goal and 3 affirmations for that one goal, because it's for 3 different kids. And now I have a granddaughter, so I've added a 4th affirmation off of the one goal. So I have about 7 or 8 more affirmations than I have goals.
Can you give us an example of what might be?
I'm excited every day, enhancing Sally Hall, the love of my life, my wife, be all she can be, and her engaging in something that scares her every day. And as a chartered accountant with multiple degrees, she's risk averse. She can look at the numbers and say, there's only an 8% probability that's going to happen. Forget that 8% shit. Pretend it's 80. She'll look, but Dan, I know it's 8. I can't block that out. So that's one of my goals. I'm excited, thrilled that I'm pushing my mentees towards the goal line every day, beyond their comfort zones. And I got a bunch of them. I've got a bunch of kids. I've got on any given day. I asked you last night, how come I know the 100 business models of my mentees better than they do? Good question. Is it because I want their success more than they do? Yes. Is it because I know the better I know their model, the harder I can push them? Yes. Is it because I know I can make them more accountable, the better I know their business model? Yes. I know their business model. They wish I didn't know their fucking business model so well. Because I can look at their weekly reports and that's horse shit. That didn't happen. I'll email with a big red font in between. Do you want to correct that answer? And sheepishly, I can just see him type it. Oh, it must be a mistake. I'm sorry. It's not a mistake. They just thought they got sloppy. They thought they bullshit me. They thought I forgot. I don't forget anything.
You once told me, I was asking you about you writing emails to all these people, and I was like, why, Dan? And you're like, because I see so much potential.
Yeah, I do. It pisses me off. And I see more potential in than their parents see.
I had any disappointments. I mean, sports is a tool that teaches, and it teaches you bad things. It can also teach you good things. It's how you perceive those things. I've looked at every experience that I've had, negative and positive, and taken that as a positive. If I wouldn't change anything because I think it would alter some of the other things that happened. So when I look back, I can't say that I've had any bad things happen. Sure, I mean, you don't want bad things to happen, but you deal with bad things. You can't have good or without bad. I was gifted, I was talented. I knew how to play the game. I didn't know how to play the game on the professional level. I had to learn that. And it took some years of learning, watching Magic Johnson, watching Larry Bird, to see how they can play, impact games when they're not scoring, or they score 4 points, they still make the big plays down the stretch. These are things that you learn in the process of maturing in this league, And as I watched, I began to adapt, and I became more complete. I wasn't one-dimensional. The one thing I never wanted to be was one-dimensional. Everyone saw me as just a scorer, a one-on-one player, but I knew I was better than that. I came from a great program at North Carolina, teach you how to do more than just one thing. So I spent the rest of my career trying to evolve as a player, and when our team got to a point where we can contend, I had to assume a leadership role. I had to, other guys had to step forward, and then when we got to that point where we were winning, all the bases and all the foundation has been built. Now it's just a matter of, can you mentally get yourself back each time to challenge yourself more so than the opponent, but yourself to be that hungry each and every time you step on the court. That took some evolving over the course of my career. And when I got to that point, I had no doubts that I couldn't win anytime I stepped on the court.
Was fear of failure a motivator?
I never feared about my skills, because I put in the work.
Damn. Put him away, MJ.
Work ethic eliminates fear.
Yes.
So if you put forth the work, then what are you fearing? You know what you're capable of doing, what you're not.
So I need you to stop having the poverty mindset. So when I quit my job to be an entrepreneur, my mom was like, whoa, what are you doing? I was like, I'm quitting. My mom was like, don't you dare quit. You're going to embarrass me. You got a wife and kids. Does YouTube have insurance? Does YouTube have a 401k? And I was like, yo, Ma, I ain't trying to be funny and I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I love you, but you can't teach me how to be a millionaire because you're not one. You come from the working class, and I'm not mad at you, Ma. We wouldn't be where we are without you, but you told me that every generation is supposed to get better. So I'll take your values, but I won't take your work ethic. Because rich people don't work, they think. The working class will never get rich. It wasn't designed. Oh, okay. Listen to me, this country became a wealthy country because they had employees they didn't have to pay. That's not like a rocket science. So when this country had to start paying people, they want to pay the least. The 3% that run the world, they're not trying. Let me tell you how I know. I'm from Detroit. We just laid off 15,000 workers, and the president of GM, she just got $22 million. We got $22 million to give one person when we laid off 15,000 people, and we took their health care that's already paid for. No disrespect to nobody, and I ain't playing no victim because I'm not a victim. Rich people don't work, they think. Poor people work.
So I say here, the arrow does not seek the target draws the arrow. We must be aware of what we attract in life because it is no accident or coincidence. The spider waits in his web for dinner to come. Yes, we must chase what we want, seek it out, cast our lines in the water, but sometimes we don't need to make things happen.
And if that was the case, if it was something that I probably was chasing, I would have never gotten it.
You never gotten it. Because, you know, a lot of kids think they're going to be like you.
That's the whole point. If you chase something, then sometimes you never get it. If you put forth the work and all the attitude, next thing you know, it's bestowed upon you.
Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
I've always been taught that to reach a goal that in life that you want, you have to work hard to get to it.
It's easy to sit back and say, well, I've given my best. You know, I'm tired. You know, somebody else got to do it or whatever.
I'm only doing it because it is who I am. That's how I played the game. That was my mentality. If you don't want to play that way, don't play that way.